Michigan State basketball versus Minnesota canceled after postponement due to shooting. Michigan State basketball coach Tom Izzo said the Spartans will not make up a home game with Minnesota that was postponed due to a campus shooting. East Lansing, Michigan State basketball will finish the Big Ten regular season with only 19 games played. And Tom Izzo isn't happy about it. Izzo announced Monday the Spartans won't make up their home game against Minnesota that was originally postponed in the wake of the February 13 mass shooting on MSU's campus in which 3 students were killed and 5 others seriously wounded. Maybe I blame the Big Ten office on what I heard. I did not think that it was very aggressively handled early, Izzo said. And as I look back, it might have been one of those things, because of TV, because of all the stuff, there's just nothing that could be done. It's too bad. I know this. I know, Minnesota coach Ben Johnson wanted to do everything he could do to play. So a couple years ago, it didn't work out for us because we played all the games. This year, it didn't work out because we didn't play. Just another good thorn in my side to motivate me to work harder. More, what we learned about Michigan State basketball. Positive trends are forming at right time. The Big Ten was supposed to make an official announcement Monday but had not by 1:30 p.m. MSU played every conference game during the 2020-21 season in the height of the coronavirus pandemic, when 6 Big Ten teams did not play the full 20-game schedule, including league champion Michigan, which finished 14-3. Purdue, Indiana, Penn State, Northwestern and Nebraska each played 19 games that season. Winning percentage was used to determine Big Ten tournament seeding. This season, the Spartans sit at 17-11 overall and 9-8 in conference play, entering the regular season's final week as the projected number 9 seed in next month's conference tournament after blowing a 13-point lead in the final 2+ minutes Saturday at Iowa and falling in overtime, 112-106. MSU plays Tuesday at Nebraska, 9 p.m. BTN, and wraps up the regular season at home for Senior Day against Ohio State, noon, ESPN or ESPN2. Izzo said he anticipates Big Ten tournament seeding will be determined by win percentage, as it was in 2021. Minnesota already is locked in as the 14th seed. You know what? Let the Big Ten office, they seem to be good at handling things, let them handle this. Because I have no idea what that does, he said of playing only 19 games. It used to be the first tiebreaker was competition against each other, then it was whether who you played at the top. If somebody beat Purdue and you didn't, they got something over you. Now because the number of games won't be even, we'll be the only team that didn't play Minnesota, not once, but most played them twice. We'll be the only team that didn't play the full amount of games, us and Minnesota. And so then I guess it goes by percentage. But you know what? If we would have won Saturday, we could have helped ourselves. So I don't blame anybody on that. I'm just disappointed that there weren't more options available. But maybe there wasn't able to be, so maybe it's nobody's fault. Just bad luck for Michigan State and Minnesota, and we move forward. There was a potential scenario for Rutgers to rework its Thursday game at Minnesota, but Izzo said he understood why Scarlet Knights coach Steve Pikiell balked at that. He added that he did not believe the criticism Pikiell took was fair based on the circumstances. I don't think the Big Ten did a good job with anybody, Izzo said. Pikiell had to play Sunday night at 6:30 at Penn State. One of the things was to move that game up. There was not a lot of options, so do not blame him. And I do think Steve would have helped in any way he could. It just didn't work out. Izzo's biggest gripe remained with the league, adding he's disappointed in the way it's been handled at the Big Ten office. Particularly after MSU jammed in makeup games at the back of its conference schedule in 2021 to make up the games postponed for the Spartans' COVID pause and other schools, including more from Solari, what doomed MSU an improbable Iowa loss. It was more than 3-pointers. It remains a point of pride for Izzo that MSU played all 20 games each of the past 2 seasons during the pandemic. That's why I did it that year when we were dead and got my backside kicked. I got the other side of me kicked 3 games in a row. But it is pride for me, Izzo said. You know what? I love Michigan State and I love this conference second on the list. I think you tried to do what you can do. I think people tried to do it, and maybe the Big Ten office tried to do it. It just didn't feel like there was the communication there needed to be, and that's a little disappointing. But maybe it's nobody's fault, because the way everything happened. Nobody's fault at all. Contact Chris Solari, solari@freepress.com. Follow him on Twitter @Chris Solari. Read more on the Michigan State Spartans and sign up for our Spartans newsletter.